You know, the more I look at this, the more I think that it is way too tall, and I wish I had built the farm down a couple of blocks. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but, you know, like, we got what? This going on? Like, I'm giant. I'm tiny. But, oh well. I guess that's... I mean, that is something that could be fixed. I guess I could do some terraforming, make it a little bit taller, that kind of thing. But, yeah. Definitely lesson learned. Build stuff deeper underground. And, yeah. By the way, I haven't really been farming over here. Like, I haven't been just sitting in this area farming. But it's made a decent amount of stuff. So, the iron farm does work, as you can hear. Well, I've done some terraforming now. Just fixing the backside, like some people have trouble with. Yeah, so now, where once there was this jagged mess of badness, now there's a nice rolling hill. And I also got some obsidian from that thing over there. And while I've been working over here, there has been significantly more iron. So I can only conclude that in spite of myself, I have actually made a fairly good iron farm. And I'm quite pleased with that, because that's never how my building projects work. So, hello everybody, welcome to the next episode of Duckcraft. Of course, last episode, an iron farm was made over there, and there was other stuff that was going to be built there as well, and there just wasn't time. I am a genius. I am a combat master. No one could have done a better job of that. So yeah, as you saw, the iron farm is actually pretty productive. And today, we're going to build the windmill that I'm calling a dragon for reasons. We're going to build the windmill on top. And so the windmill is going to go on this platform here. It's not going to take up the whole platform, I don't think. But it'll be decently sized, I think. I guess. And the other thing I want to do is I want to build the kelp farm that I showed in the last episode. So those are the two things that I hope to achieve today. So working kelp farm, fully functional kelp farm over this way. And then I also want a windmill. So there's going to be a rather nice looking windmill over there, and then probably a horribly ugly cobblestone farm here. So, yeah. We are both making the world prettier and also adding to the sin that is the giant hole. You know, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, I guess. It happens. So before we can build the windmill, there is one thing that we need, and I need... Let's see. I've been over there before. I'm gonna go this way. So I built on the creative world, I built a prototype windmill, kind of a quick and dirty version of kind of what I want to build. And so I have a rough material list, and we have most of the material right now. There's a couple of things that we will need that I don't have just yet, but I am not that worried about them yet. The one thing, though, that I do need that I don't have, because I need a lot... Was it that easy? Really? I thought there was going to be a big montage. I'm upset now. I thought I was going to have a big montage. I was going to explain how I needed spruce for the windmill. Needed to get some of the spruce to build the windmill. And, you know, it's not going to be that big a deal. I'll just run around and find some spruce. And then I wouldn't be able to find spruce. And I would be upset about it. There was a skeleton. And that, like, me trying to find spruce would be, like, a big thing. Because how hard is it to find spruce? Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. This is getting out of hand. And that it would be like an angry montage. But you know what? I'm more angry that I just found it instantly. All I had to do, go over the mountain. Good grief. There goes my plot point for the rest of the episode. So inconsiderate. Well, anyway, now that we've got the materials, we might as well build this stupid thing, now that it was so easy to find the things that we need. Because there's no fairness in the world. Stupid thing. Is this where yeah, this is where I want to build it. Alright, trying again. It occurs to me that it probably wasn't a good idea jumping on a fall that would probably take half your health when you had just fallen and lost half your health. Yeah. This is why I'm paid the no bucks. So the best part about having an iron farm is it suddenly becomes much more viable to use lanterns everywhere instead of torches. And that looks better. Ooh, also I built this little lean-to thing on the side. And I need to make this less ugly. Maybe play with the roof. But anyway, this is where the iron is stored. So, now there's a nice little, like, sub-building, lean-to, doohickey-doo that you can go to. But yeah, the thing is taking shape here. This is going to be just the first level. So, it's pretty simple. All things considered, it's just mostly, like, place wood, kind of in this pattern, and then once you've done that, you just kind of do that, and then it looks decent on the sides. And then there's going to be, so the way that this is going to go is there's going to be a level here. And then there's going to be another level up above. It's going to look a little bit different. And then there's going to be the windmill itself. And the windmill is going to have the windmill blades facing this way. So it's going to be at a right angle because, look at me. Do I look smart enough to manage a 45-degree angle windmill? Heck no. So we're going to do it at an angle, and you're not going to complain about that, because it's still going to look cool anyway. It is like 100 degrees outside. The fan is blowing, and the air conditioner is going. And it's still like 82 in here. But hey, I'm building a big windmill, so it's not all that bad. I guess. It depends on what your definition of bad is. This is bad. That was wrong. Wait, no. Yeah, no, that was wrong. Okay, I turned the fan off just for you, but it's still really hot. And I'm going to turn it back on as soon as I'm done. But before I can be done, I need to show off the windmill in all of its milly glory, I guess. That's the back side. We'll do something with that. We'll make the back have some detail. Farm still farming away. Let's see how to explain this. So, the way that this works in my head is that you bring grain from all of the farms around, and there's going to be a bunch of farms here eventually. And you bring your grain here, and you bring it through the doors, and oh no, mob farm. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Basically, you bring it in here, and the windmill mills it, and it turns it into, like, I don't know, ground meal? I don't know the technical terms, but that's the idea generally. And then from there, you can sell it in the town, or do whatever. So, in order to achieve that, I'm just going to finish getting this dirt back, because dirt is the best scaffold. And I've already used a lot of dirt this episode. Wait, I'm gonna have to... Huh. Yeah, I will have to... Oh, just realize... No, I won't. Never mind. But yeah, in order for the windmill to make the best use of the wind... I don't know how well it's going to show. But do you see the spruce stairs that it has? Well, those spruce stairs are meant to imply that this upper bit is on a hinge. So this entire, basically the roof, will rotate like 360 degrees depending on which direction the wind is blowing. And from there, you can kind of, make the best use of the winds. Because, when you think about it, the wind doesn't always blow from the same direction. So this way, there's a little bit of, variety in it. So the next thing, with that done, the next thing to build is going to be the windmill blades that are going to come off. There's going to be 4 of them. And I'm not looking forward to this part, because this part is gonna be a lot of work. But I'll do it, I guess. Well, it's not the prettiest windmill ever, but seeing as how this is also a very ugly dragon, I think we did alright. Of course, there is a lot that could have been done better with this. But for the whole, I'm happy with it in terms of a relatively quick thing to build. A couple of critiques. I do not think that with the existing length of the, what would you call them, sails? I mean, because they're not, it's not, yeah. I'm going to call these sails. I don't think that it would be able to actually go in a circle around. But since when has that mattered? It doesn't. It's Minecraft doesn't have to conform to reality. So yeah, I think it looks cool with them being as large as they are. Makes it look interesting. I do think this tower here is still a little bit too large, but I've got a potential fix for that I might do later on. But, you know, for the moment, in terms of, like, okay, there is a iron farm here that gets iron, quite a lot of iron, and the decoration around the iron farm doesn't look that bad. I think it's alright, you know? I think this is okay. I mean, realistically, this is also the first build on the world, so I think it looks fine for what it is. Of course, the big deal is going to be how does it look from up top? Over here? Up on the hill? You know what I mean? Okay. And yeah, because this is going to be like richer areas. Hold, please. Okay. Thanks to toggling the render distance button to 15. Yeah, I think that looks alright. It's kind of like most of my builds are like a Monet, where the farther away you are, the better they look. Like Monet, I think my builds are best viewed from orbit. So, I mean, I'm just kidding. Monet had Monet. He had some cool stuff. No comment on my stuff. But yeah, I do think that looks really cool. Like, definitely that looks like a structure. Now, closer up, I grant you it doesn't look the best. Will I die if I just run? Nope, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, the closer you get with this build, really, the more its imperfections shine. Like right here, it doesn't look too bad, it doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too bad. But I think once you get around here, different things start becoming apparent, like how flat it is. Especially this thing. I really want to decorate this a lot more. That's for sure a project to come. But, you know, for the moment, we've successfully built a giant empty structure. So that's something. Anyhoozle, on to the kelp farm. Building that has pretty much exhausted all my wood, and now I need to grow more wood. In addition to wood, I also need a lot of glass. Which means I need sand, and I have, like, no sand, and I wish there was a desert. And there's not a desert, so this is what I'm doing. I should probably use the shovel. I'll make this look pretty later. Well, I eventually found another village, and the biggest portal I think I've ever seen. And I'm using this little bit of sand to steal sand. So all's well that ends well, I guess. I've got 6 stacks of glass. Yeah, 6 stacks of glass. I think that'll be enough. Now all I have to do is get home. Look, there's the dragon. We built that. That's... something was accomplished. Doesn't that look nice? It's gonna look so bad next to the kelp farm. Well, the kelp farm is gonna look so bad next to it until we, make the kelp farm look not horrible, which is gonna be a little while. Because we've decided there's gonna be nether material involved there. You know? Again, in terms of, like, world beautification, it's very much one step forward, two steps back right now. But that might change eventually. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Progress is being made slowly. I have yet to fall off of this and die, but it's only a matter of time. If you remember last episode, I kind of showed off the kind of farm that we're building, and it's really not all that complicated, actually. So the basic way this is going to work is that each of these is going to be filled with water and filled with kelp. And then on the surface, there's going to be a water stream that's going to go down to the center block here, where there's going to be a row of hoppers that starts over here, comes all the way this way, and then drops down to a smoker. And then once the kelp has been turned into dried kelp, it goes into a chest. Probably I'll make an auto crafter, and then it turns into kelp blocks that you can then use as fuel for smelters and things like that. Now listen, I know that in theory something like kelp is better, I know that in theory something like bamboo is a better fuel source for these sort of farms, but look, I do not want to deal with that. I know that it would be easier. However, I just like the kelp. Sue me. It would be about this ugly anyway, honestly. And the redstone is simpler than having like a big collection hopper line thing. So this is what we're working with. This is what I have the ability to do, and we're gonna do it. Also, eventually we're going to side this, we're going to cover it in something that looks a little bit better than cobblestone. So it's still going to be kind of ugly on the inside, but eventually we'll make it look real nice on the outside when we, fill in the rest of this temple complex. Eventually it will look good. That's the main thing. Eventually. This is a long-term survival world, so things can be ugly for a long time. Just, bear that in mind. But yeah, progress is being made, and it's just placing blocks at the moment. How is it that you are always one short? It doesn't matter how many times you count, you are always one short. Anyway, that's done. You want to see how to get off? It's a really effective way of getting off. See, you just do that, and you're good. Now getting back up, a little bit more troublesome. Alright, I added some stairs so that I can get up here easier, because I'm gonna have to be probably up and down. But, yeah. However, this way I'm still getting down like normal. Yeah. I think most of the damage to my armor is just me leaping off of things. Like, a not smart guy. Oh, I need more granite now. Oh. Oh well. So, yeah, the thing is now in place. And you can kind of see the mechanism. So the kelp is going to float to the surface. Bloop. There's going to be a water pusher that will bring it to the hopper. It'll get picked up by the hopper. It'll be brought down all the way down here. And then it will go to the smoker so that it turns into dried kelp a little bit quicker than it would in a normal furnace, because smoker's better with organic stuff. And then from there it goes down into this chest, and then we can turn it into the good stuff that we need. Actually, I know where there's a crafting table that I'm probably not going to use. Where it is, I'm going to grab this guy. And somebody's irritated that I'm not using an axe, because I didn't feel like grabbing it. But yeah, I'll put this guy right here. And then we should be able, yeah, we can still get to all the stuff. So yeah, this is how it will work. It's not the prettiest. In fact, it's pretty ugly. But, you know, eventually we'll make the outside. Eventually the outside is going to look really nice. And then who cares what the inside looks like, because nobody's ever going to go there except me. And I can't be bothered. Like, don't get me wrong. The annoying cobblestone slab is going to be really irritating for a while, until I guilt myself into making it look better. But hey, these farms look pretty bad anyway, and I haven't fixed them yet. That's a project for another day. Oh, I know somewhere I have kelp. No. I have kelp. I got kelp. I got kelp in like the first episode. Where could it? This is a problem. Oh, there's only 7 kelp. From this kelp, we will forge a great empire, maybe, I don't know. Alright, and I think that does it. So I've done a little bit of testing here, and it seems like the thing is working. Also, it looks very ambient in here, with the way that things are. Not like the best, but, you know, it looks pretty cool. This is smelting. I let the kelp grow for a little while, and we got a decent amount of kelp, and kelp is still coming in, so I put 32 coal there, and we're counting down. So yeah. I think that's it. I think that does it for today. I can't think of anything else that I really need to accomplish. Let's see. We built the windmill over there, and built the kelp farm. So yeah, I think that's all. Thank you for watching this episode, the 2 people that watched it. Eventually that'll become a really funny joke, but right now it's like really ambitious. That, you know, 2 people watch this? But, you know, for the moment, yeah, you know, the 2 people that watched to this point. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I think next episode what I want to do, now that I've built a dragon, is I want to fight a dragon. Not this dragon, though, because it's obviously very loyal to me. But I think I want to fight the Ender Dragon in next episode. So between now and the start of next episode, I'll probably do some resource gathering. I'll need to build a nether portal. I'll level with you. I have beat Minecraft on my own once, and it was on the PlayStation Vita edition of Minecraft.